records are just so heavy. They are extremely heavy when they are put together. Okay, so I had Katzin Records tag me in his vinyl tag, and I was introduced to his channel when he did that. And he did mention that he was looking for a record. So if you're watching, is this the record you're talking about? Brian Wilson's Smile. Now, if this is, you're more than welcome to have it. I had purchased this a while ago. I rarely listen to it, so you're more than welcome to have it. So the vinyl tag is always really interesting to watch and also to see how it evolves. Now, a few weeks later, there's jazz, there is, I saw Americana, which sounds really cool. And yeah, there's different vinyl tags kind of going around, which is really fun. So I'm gonna do the original by Rob. And so I think I have it. I had to Google a few because I wasn't quite sure on some of the answers. And I have quite a bit. So the first question was your favorite purchase of 2023 record. This is The Cure, a record store day release. And I went for a hunt for this one. So this one is really special because I sought after it. I went to 2 record stores. I fought the lines and I was able to purchase this. This is almost like a best of, but a live version. And so they kind of are a little different than the normal playlist of the best of. So it was a new experience for me. This is 2 LPs and I was listening to this a ton in the top of the year in the spring. When it came to what I purchased last in 2023, Tycho had a really great sound and I'm a big fan of his. He does like ambient, instrumentals, chill wave type of music, and this is his 2002 album. That was his first album, and I saw that it was basically available on his site for 20% off. I'm like, I gotta get it. And then he also had his other 2019 Weather album that has lyrics. So his music doesn't have lyrics except for this album. Some people didn't like it, his fans, but I appreciated the fact that he was willing to adventure out to try it and like, hey, why not? This is an album that was released in the same year. And this was actually a 2023 purchase. This is Lori Iron and Wine. I found this while I was in Utah on a little vacation in a record store, and I was really excited the fact that Iron and Wine was making new music. They're a band I loved 20 years ago. Great music from 20 years ago. And then whenever one of my bands makes something current, I'm like, that's so awesome. And I was a little disappointed with this album because it was so short. There was a few songs, and I think there's even one song that kind of repeats itself. And I'm like, like I really wanted a full-length album. I knew it was an EP, but sometimes EPs can feel like a full-length album. And so I was really happy that he did end up releasing a full-length album, 2 LPs. Like, he gave me all the music I wanted and more. And so this is kind of like a best of, and it's a concert. So it's a little bit live, but it's also very recorded beautifully as well. Next question is, what decade would you want to listen to if you had to listen to it forever? Okay, I gotta do my decade. MGMT is the anthem of the millennials. If you watch the video, you'll get us. You know, we're kids, we don't want to grow up. It's like, I'm an adult. And MGMT was making fun of that and captured it, but we loved it. We're like, yeah, it's okay if you're making fun of us. We're gonna play along. And yeah, the music video is really cool. I finally bought this album. I mean, I've been listening to it forever. It is Name a Band from Manchester. I Googled this and I had one. The Beloved Smiths. I need more of them and I want all their stuff. And you know, it's very doable because I see their records all the time in record stores. And with the Smiths, I don't need to be an originalist. Just get it on my turntable. What are some records that you listen to a lot? The beginning of the year, I got really into my radio department band. I started looking them up and looking up their past albums, and it is almost impossible to get their stuff. Once it's out of print, it's gone. They're not a big band, so their fans like immediately buy their stuff when it's out. So if you ever see the radio department and you kind of like it, you know, that's the time to get it. They're gonna be in the record stores. This is one of my favorites, Pet Grief. And I got this a while ago in Seattle. And you know what? I need to look at my footage because I think they had more radio department in Seattle and I had to pick one. I really wish I would have got all of them. But, you know, sometimes you have to choose and pick. Surprisingly, I was listening to a lot of Paul McCartney. I just got a lot of good stuff from you guys. Love Ram. I heard this on YouTube because one of you guys recommended it and I listened to it. I'm like, oh, that's good. But like on vinyl, it's like my ears open up and I could hear the details. It's so fun. There's a lot of fun moments in here. And then I love the pop love music that Paul McCartney made in this one. Again, it's a super happy album. Next is a dinner party. If I was gonna have a dinner party, which my dinner parties would be very casual. They wouldn't be sitting at a table. It's like, serve yourself, walk around and talk. That's kind of my dinner party. I would do a little Woodstock reunion. Now this is an original. So I would get Joe Cocker. I feel like he's a talker that can really lead conversations. I would get Jimi Hendrix because he's really deep and profound and can really like bring just a deep conversation to the table. And then I'll have Melanie, who's a vegan, so I would have a vegan option for her, and she just seems so sweet and kind. If you could have music from only one country, it would have to be USA, California, Los Angeles. Let's go down to the counties. Los Angeles, you know, I thought this Beach Boys cover displayed how perfectly Los Angeles, you know, if you just drive into town, there's so many little pockets of cool things to do there. Los Angeles, I can immediately tell if I'm listening to a song and I'm like, this sounds like they're from LA. It has a very specific sunny sound. Oh, the community shout out. You know, there's quite a bit of record community VC channels being made out there, which is really neat. Now, a new one that subscribed to my channel and I checked it out, his is Listen with Bert. He's over there, over the pond, and he has cool taste in music and I just love his accent and just his approach. He's new, so make sure to go give him a follow. Also, Briar Music Showcase, he is all into CDs, and that is my CD fix over there. U Groove is really funny. He's just constantly pumping them out. He doesn't have a big following yet, but I can see him really growing. He has that YouTube personality that's really funny. Then you have Play in the Milky Way, who also reminded me of Maisie Star. I just bought their album off Amazon. I couldn't find this for years, and he's like, it's on Amazon. And then I Googled it and you could find it anywhere now for about $20. I was like, what? So that was really cool. And then again, a shout out to Cats and Records who gave me a shout out. Next is show me the records you bought when you were a teenager. I didn't get into records until I was in my mid-20s. And that was when I walked into a Goodwill and I saw some cool records. I'm like, yeah, why not? I was into film photography and I saw Simon and Garfunkel. And I got this one. I love the sound of feeling like I was there and also being a part of history. So when I got into records, I started with the 60s. I felt like that was a good spot to start. That was the original. Let's go back in time. And so this is the first purchase I bought off Amazon, was Bookends of Simon & Garfunkel, and love that one too. And then when I was traveling, I started to make it a point of like, go to a record store when I'm traveling. So I had the opportunity to go to London and visit my friend, and he took me all over town, and it was really hard to find record stores in 2012. And we managed to find one, and I'm like, I have to get the Beatles. I'm here, like in London, I have to get the Beatles. And so I just got a greatest hits. I really didn't know anything about them. Show Me a Soul album. This is Superfly, Curtis Mayfield. And then this is Stevie Wonder. We've been listening to Stevie Wonder, and this is the Inner Vision record. We found this one at the Goodwill, can you believe it, for $2. So these are the two we've been listening to the past few weeks. An album everyone has, and it has to be this one, Beach Boys Pet Sounds. If you don't have it, you gotta get it. It belongs in every collection. Now this is one of my favorites as well. It's really good. This is an album no one has. This is my kids' album from when I was like 8 and 9. I found this at a record store recently for $2, $3. And this is, you know, my dad really saw that I loved music as a child, so he was buying me cassette tapes of Salty, which was like this Orange County church who made up these songs, and they're really good songs, and then, you know, he kind of looks creepy as every child's clown, right? Looks a little creepy. But the songs, when I play them for my kids, I memorize them. They are embedded in my head, and that's something no one has. The next question, number 15, is show me a female artist that you love, and that has to be Ghostly Kisses. I talk about her all the time. She's from Canada, and she is a small artist as well. So anytime she releases something on vinyl, I make sure to get it really quickly. And I love this album. This was a recent album Oh, 2021. Okay, it felt recent. Oh, this one was the recent one of 2023 that came out. So this is an acoustic version. She did a lot of YouTube videos during, Canada was basically locked in for a long time, more than us. And so she created this one, the acoustic version, on YouTube during that lockdown, and she ended up pressing it on vinyl. I was really happy about that. The next question is my favorite video that I made last year. It has to be the one I recently made, the VCLT that I got from Vinyl Chef Steve and Ed. It was just so fun opening that box, discovering so many artists I had no idea, records I would have never been able to purchase or even find. So that was a cool video to experience and also to see. And I've gotten a lot of comments in real life of people are like, you know, they finally checked out my channel and they're like, oh, that was a cool episode. I'm like, I know, I would have never been able to get these records. And so that was just really cool for the generosity of being able to give back. And that's something I want to do this year, is just, you know, give back here, you can have it. And I love that. The favorite episode that's out there in the VC is Mazzy. On his YouTube channel, he does a lot of collaborations, and music and poetry. He went and visited him, and they did an episode in Portland, and I thought that was really funny, the banter back and forth. And it was funny, Mazzy said, like, I'm not a pusher. A pusher of records. I'm like, I think we all are. We're pushing these records. Your favorite 90s album? I don't have a lot of 90s on vinyl, but I just got this one from Christmas from my husband. He bought me Nirvana Unplugged, and this was my first time experiencing this album. I was looking it up on Wikipedia, reading about it. Kurt Cobain really altered and kind of made his rock music acoustic, and I thought it was so great. On vinyl, it just comes alive, so I really recommend it. This was at Target, so you can find that anywhere. Next is Show Me an Album You Want to Walk Into the Cover. I love this album, Bob Dylan. I would love to walk into a big city when it's kind of chilly and a cold night and just walk around town. That is just my favorite thing to do. I love the old cars in the background, and it's just such an album that has always caught my attention, and I finally purchased it a few years ago and enjoy it as well. Next is Show Me an Album that sounds like a best of, because I listen to it so much. Has to be my Washed Out albums. I have a few of them. For a while, I only had these. I didn't have a lot of albums, and I listened to these multiple times, so much times. If you're a fan of Portlandia, the Feel It All Around is on this album. I recommend any of his stuff. Last question is Show Me an Album from 1974. I Googled it. I'm like, what are some albums from 1974? Luckily, Ed sent me this one, Bad Co. And I was listening to it, and it's actually pretty romantic. It's like romantic rock music, which I was surprised at. I like their slow songs, and yeah, this caught me off guard in 1974. Well, that is my vinyl tag. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know I'm super late, and I hope this still gets views. Subscribe to my channel. I share music that I'm discovering from my record collection, or records sent to me, or records I'm finding. It's just really fun to go hunt for music, so that's one of my favorite things to do. I look forward to getting to know you. Say hello in the comments if you're new, or if you have a vinyl channel, I want to check out your channel. Well, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.